Have you ever felt the weight of the world on your shoulders, yet found an inner calm guiding you forward? There are moments in life when we face storms, when the currents seem against us, and the path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty. It's in these moments that a remarkable human trait emerges, a quiet, unwavering strength that allows us to keep moving, not with a roar, but with a steady, determined pace. This isn't about being oblivious to pain or avoiding challenges. It's about an instinctual drive to persevere, to find peace amidst chaos, and to navigate vast, unknown distances with an inherent sense of direction. Join us as we dive deep into this fascinating human behavior, drawing inspiration from one of nature's most enduring creatures to understand the profound power of our own silent resilience. Have you ever found yourself facing a major life challenge, a sudden job loss, a difficult breakup, a health scare, or simply a period of overwhelming uncertainty, and felt an unexpected calm settle over you? It's not a dismissive calm, nor an ignorant one. It's a profound, almost innate sense of perseverance that whispers, "Keep going." This is the essence of silent resilience, a powerful emotional state that many of us possess, often without fully recognizing it. Silent resilience isn't about ignoring pain or pretending that everything is fine. Instead, it's the quiet strength to absorb the blows of life, to feel the weight of adversity, and still find the internal compass to navigate forward. Think of it as your inner autopilot for tough times. When faced with a setback, your initial reaction might be shock or despair. But then, almost unconsciously, a deeper layer of you activates. You start problem solving, adapting, and simply enduring. Consider the student who fails an important exam. Initially, there's disappointment and frustration. But then, instead of giving up, they quietly reassess, adjust their study habits, and prepare for the next attempt with renewed, yet silent, determination. Or the single parent juggling multiple jobs to make ends meet. There's no grand announcement of their struggle, no public display of their burden. Instead, they wake up each day, quietly face the challenges, and consistently put one foot in front of the other, driven by an unwavering commitment to their family. This resilience often manifests not in loud protests or dramatic displays, but in the small, consistent actions we take day after day. It's the ability to wake up after a difficult night, to maintain routines even when motivation is low, or to continue pursuing a long-term goal despite repeated obstacles. It's about finding strength and consistency in the quiet refusal to be defeated, and in the deep-seated belief that somehow you will find a way through. This isn't a state of euphoria or boundless energy. It's a profound, often understated, capacity to remain whole and progress, even when things are incredibly tough. It's simply moving forward, one quiet, deliberate stroke at a time. Now, let's turn our gaze to a creature that embodies this silent resilience with breathtaking grace. A being whose very existence whispers tales of quiet determination. The sea turtle. These ancient mariners of the deep have traversed our oceans for over 100 million years, navigating vast, unfathomable distances and enduring incredible challenges, all with an unhurried, yet utterly unstoppable demeanor. They are the living, breathing metaphor for the quiet strength and unwavering progress we're exploring in the human spirit. Imagine, for a moment, a magnificent loggerhead or green sea turtle embarking on its epic migratory journey. These aren't short trips. Some species travel thousands of miles across open ocean, crossing entire basins, facing powerful, unpredictable currents, treacherous storms that churn the surface, and a constant array of threats from predators, both natural and man-made. Yet, they move with a steady, almost rhythmic pace. There's no frantic flapping of their powerful flippers, no desperate, energy-wasting rush. Instead, their movements are a masterclass in efficiency and calm persistence, propelling them through the water with an almost meditative rhythm. Each stroke is deliberate, a testament to their innate ability to keep going, no matter how vast the distance to their destination or how daunting the obstacles that lie in their path. Their powerful, streamlined bodies are perfectly adapted for endurance, embodying the very essence of silent strength. Consider, too, the awe-inspiring act of the female sea turtle returning to the very same stretch of sand where she was born, sometimes decades later, after migrating across an entire ocean. This incredible feat of navigation and sheer willpower requires immense stamina and an unerring, almost mystical, sense of direction. She emerges from the turbulent waves, slowly, painstakingly, dragging her heavy body across the sand to dig her nest. It's an arduous, vulnerable process, exposed to the elements and lurking predators, but she performs this ancient ritual with an unwavering, primal focus. Once the precious eggs are laid, she carefully, meticulously covers them, camouflaging the nest, then quietly, with the same deep-seated determination, makes her slow, deliberate way back to the vast, welcoming anonymity of the ocean. She leaves her progeny to face their own perilous journey into life, trusting in the same ancient instincts that guided her. Their very existence is a lesson in adaptability and understated power. Their diet, often consisting of elusive jellyfish or vast fields of marine vegetation, requires patience and persistence to find. Their ingrained instinct to return to ancestral nesting grounds, even against powerful ocean currents, is an astonishing display of inherent navigation and dedication. Even when faced with modern-day challenges like entanglement in fishing nets, the pervasive threat of plastic pollution, or the loss of vital coastal habitats, these creatures somehow adapt, find new routes, or simply keep swimming, exhibiting a profound, understated will to survive. The sea turtle's life is not one of loud triumph, but a continuous, unyielding journey of enduring strength and quiet, persistent progress against all odds. They teach us that true power often lies not in overt force, but in the relentless, unwavering pursuit of one's path, one quiet, determined stroke at a time. Now that we've delved into the quiet perseverance of the sea turtle, it's time to draw the striking parallels between their instinctual behaviors and our own human capacity for silent resilience. The connection isn't just metaphorical. It's a profound echo of shared patterns of adaptation and survival, demonstrating how the very same principles that guide a creature across the vast ocean also reside deep within us. Think about the sea turtle's long, solitary journeys across the ocean. They don't have a pod or a flock to lean on for daily encouragement. Their migration is a testament to an internal GPS, a deep-seated drive that pushes them forward, stroke by quiet stroke, through the immense and often empty expanse. Isn't this strikingly similar to those times in our own lives when we must face personal challenges alone? When we embark on a new career path, navigate a period of grief, or commit to a long-term goal that others might not fully understand, we, too, rely on an internal compass. We don't always have a cheerleading squad, but like the turtle, we find the quiet strength to keep moving, trusting our own inner direction even when the ocean of our lives feels vast and solitary. Consider the unwavering focus of the female turtle as she digs her nest, exposed and vulnerable, yet completely dedicated to her task. She doesn't get distracted by the waves or the shifting sands. Her entire being is centered on the act of creating a safe future for her offspring. How often do we, as humans, tap into a similar wellspring of focus when faced with a critical task? Whether it's a tight deadline at work, caring for a sick loved one, or pursuing a creative passion, there are moments when we can block out the noise and commit with an almost primal intensity. This isn't about being immune to fear, but about a deeper instinct to complete what needs to be done, much like the turtle's ancient imperative. Furthermore, the sea turtle's ability to navigate through turbulent waters and adapt to changing environments directly mirrors our own adaptive capabilities. They don't fight every current. They often use them to their advantage or patiently push through them. In our lives, this translates to our capacity to adjust to unexpected setbacks. A job market shifts, a relationship changes, or a personal dream needs re-evaluation. Instead of capsizing, we learn to trim our sails, find new currents, or simply keep swimming steadily until calmer waters are found. The calm determination with which a sea turtle faces a storm, not panicking but methodically pushing through, is a powerful mirror to the human spirit's ability to find inner peace and continue progressing even when the world around us is chaotic. Ultimately, the sea turtle's existence is a living, breathing testament to the power of silent, persistent resilience. They teach us that true strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it swims quietly, powerfully, and relentlessly forward, mirroring the quiet tenacity that allows us, as humans, to endure and thrive through life's most challenging passages. The remarkable parallels between the sea turtle's quiet perseverance and our own silent resilience aren't merely poetic metaphors. They are deeply rooted in fascinating, convergent aspects of both animal biology and human psychology. While we certainly don't share identical neural pathways with a reptile, the underlying principles of adaptation, stress response, and sustained motivation reveal surprising and profound commonalities that speak to fundamental truths about survival and thriving. From a biological standpoint, the sea turtle's incredible migratory feats, their astonishing ability to return to specific nesting sites, and their overall survival capabilities are deeply entwined with their highly evolved neuroanatomy and physiology. Their brains, while structurally simpler than a mammalian brain, are exquisitely wired for the tasks they undertake. Research on sea turtle navigation, for instance, has uncovered their extraordinary reliance on the Earth's geomagnetic field. They possess an innate, almost instinctive ability to detect and interpret variations in this field, using it as a sophisticated internal compass and map. This isn't a conscious act of reading coordinates. It's an ingrained, almost automatic response to environmental cues that guides them across vast, featureless oceans, ensuring they find feeding grounds and return to ancestral breeding beaches, sometimes after decades. This biological hardwiring for precision and sustained effort underscores their inherent capacity for persistence, equipping their bodies with the necessary tools to endure long periods of exertion and to navigate immense challenges without faltering. Furthermore, their remarkably slow metabolism plays a critical role in their legendary endurance. This allows them to conserve energy over extended periods of time, a unique biological advantage that supports their long-distance travel without the constant need for sustenance or rest, embodying energy efficiency in the face of monumental journeys. When we turn our focus to human psychology, the concept of silent resilience finds equally compelling grounding in areas like stress psychology, cognitive behavioral theory, and the marvel of neuroplasticity. Our brains, too, possess an autopilot for persistence, though its development is significantly shaped by learning, experience, and conscious thought, in addition to innate predispositions. When confronted with adversity or a perceived threat, our brains initially trigger the primal fight or flight response, orchestrated largely by the amygdala. However, silent resilience manifests when we move beyond this immediate, often reactive, state. It's profoundly linked to a strong sense of self-efficacy, the powerful belief in one's own capability to succeed in specific situations or to achieve desired outcomes. When we possess this belief, even implicitly, our prefrontal cortex works in sophisticated conjunction with deeper brain regions. This collaboration helps regulate intense emotional responses, channel nervous energy into constructive action, and initiate sustained problem solving. It's not about being impervious to fear or pain, but about the brain's incredible capacity to manage those feelings and direct focus towards overcoming the challenge. Much like the sea turtle calmly yet powerfully, slicing through a rough current. Moreover, the psychological phenomenon of habit formation plays an absolutely crucial role in cultivating and expressing silent resilience. Just as a sea turtle's migratory pattern is a deeply ingrained behavioral program perfected over eons, humans often develop habits of perseverance through repeated exposure to and successful navigation of challenges. Each time we push through difficulty, even in small ways, finishing a tough project, sticking to a demanding workout routine, or managing a stressful personal situation, we are actively reinforcing neural pathways in our brains. These strengthened pathways make future acts of resilience more likely, more efficient, and often more silent or automatic. This is precisely where the quiet aspect of resilience truly comes into play. Many resilient behaviors become almost unconscious, part of our default response to stress, much like an instinct. It's the learned, and often deeply embedded, ability to consistently put one foot in front of the other, to maintain composure and progress, even when every fiber of our being screams to stop. This remarkable human trait is underpinned by our brain's extraordinary capacity for neuroplasticity, its ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life in response to learning and experience. We literally train our brains to be more resilient with every challenge we overcome. In essence, both the ancient sea turtle and the complex human demonstrate that true endurance and robust survival aren't always about brute force, dramatic overtures, or constant outward displays of struggle. More often, it's about an intricate, elegant interplay of ingrained biological programming, learned psychological mechanisms, and a quiet, persistent accumulation of small, determined actions that enable a sustained, powerful continuation despite the most formidable odds. Now that we've explored the fascinating scientific underpinnings of silent resilience, let's bring these concepts vibrantly to life with real-world examples, illustrating how the sea turtle within each of us manifests in our everyday experiences. These aren't necessarily grand, heroic tales that make headlines, but rather common, relatable situations where quiet, unwavering persistence shines through with profound impact. Consider, for instance, the student grappling with the immense challenge of mastering a complex new skill or an intensely difficult academic subject. Picture someone embarking on the arduous journey of learning to code a sophisticated program, or perhaps dedicating countless hours to mastering a notoriously difficult musical instrument, like the violin or advanced classical piano, or even facing the abstract intricacies of high-level mathematics. There are inevitably countless moments of profound frustration, deep-seated confusion, and the overwhelming urge to simply give up. The initial burst of excitement and novelty might quickly fade, replaced by the sheer, unglamorous grind of repetitive practice and the often painful process of trial and error. A loud or less resilient response might be to quit outright, to loudly complain about the difficulty, or to constantly seek immediate external validation and praise. But the silently resilient student operates differently. They might spend lonely hours poring over dense textbooks late into the night, patiently re-watching complex online tutorials until concepts click, and making countless, frustrating errors in their practice. They don't necessarily post about their struggles on social media, seeking sympathy, or constantly ask for reassurance from others. Instead, they exhibit the quiet, rhythmic, and almost invisible effort that perfectly mirrors the steady, deliberate push of a sea turtle's flippers through the vast ocean, consistent, persistent, and often unseen by others. They consistently show up to practice sessions, diligently complete the most difficult assignments, and slowly but surely, they grasp the complex concept, their eventual mastery, a powerful testament to silent dedication rather than flashy, overt brilliance. Think also about someone courageously navigating a long-term personal health challenge. This could involve the daily management of a chronic illness like diabetes or an autoimmune disorder, undergoing extensive and often painful rehabilitation after a severe injury, or committing to a strict, life-altering dietary or lifestyle change. This journey is almost invariably isolating, filled with physical discomfort, emotional setbacks, and a constant, unwavering need for rigorous discipline. There's no quick fix, no instant cure, and often no end date in sight. A loud response might be constant despair, public lamentations about their condition, or simply giving up on their treatment plan. But the silently resilient individual embraces the often monotonous daily routine, meticulously taking their medication on schedule, diligently performing their prescribed physical exercises, or making difficult dietary adjustments day in and day out. They face the pervasive fatigue, the persistent pain, and the heavy emotional toll. Yet they wake up each day and engage with their regimen, one small, deliberate, and often unseen step at a time. Much like the sea turtle making its seemingly endless way across the vast ocean, they focus intently on the next stroke, the next breath, accepting the immense length of their journey and committing to its quiet demands for their own long-term well-being. Their true strength is evident not in complaints or outward displays of suffering, but in their continued, persistent engagement with the arduous process of healing and living. Finally, consider the aspiring entrepreneur courageously building a business from the ground up, starting from little more than an idea and a dream. The early days, weeks, and even months of this endeavor are frequently fraught with crushing rejection, severe financial strain, and monumental workloads that consume every waking hour. Many innovative ideas fail to take flight, countless doors close in their face, and profound self-doubt can be a constant, nagging companion. The temptation to throw in the towel, to abandon the dream for a more stable, less demanding path, is almost unbearable. But the entrepreneur imbued with silent resilience does not loudly broadcast every setback, nor do they seek pity for their struggles. They might face hundreds of no's, work tirelessly late into the night and through weekends, and make significant personal and financial sacrifices that go unnoticed by others. Yet, they return to their makeshift desk each morning, refine their product or service with quiet determination, make another cold call, and learn invaluable lessons from every single stumble. Their perseverance isn't flashy or attention-seeking. It's the quiet, deep-seated persistence of the sea turtle meticulously digging its nest, focused entirely on the fragile future it's trying to create, despite the immediate vulnerability and monumental effort required. Their eventual success, when it finally arrives, is almost always the cumulative result of thousands upon thousands of unseen, silently resilient efforts, performed with unwavering dedication and an inner fortitude. In each of these vivid examples, the common, powerful thread is not the absence of struggle, pain, or obstacles, but rather the quiet, consistent, and profound determination to keep moving forward, to maintain composure, and to persist with purpose. These individuals, much like the majestic sea turtle, embody the very spirit of enduring quiet journey. Having journeyed through the quiet perseverance of the sea turtle and observed its reflection in human behavior, it's time to gather the profound lessons and insights this parallel offers. Understanding our own silent resilience and recognizing it in others isn't merely an academic exercise. It's a powerful tool for self-awareness, empathy, and personal growth. What can we truly learn from the turtle within? One of the most crucial lessons is that strength doesn't always roar. Often, it just quietly endures. In a world that often celebrates overt displays of success, loud declarations, and immediate gratification, the sea turtle reminds us of the profound power of consistent, understated effort. True progress isn't always about dramatic leaps, but about the steady, often unseen, forward momentum. This perspective encourages us to value our own quiet efforts, to recognize the daily acts of persistence that contribute significantly to our long-term goals and well-being. It teaches us to find pride not just in the finish line, but in every single stroke that got us there, no matter how small or uncelebrated. Secondly, the sea turtle's journey highlights the importance of trusting our inner compass, even when the path is unclear. These magnificent creatures navigate vast oceans without maps or external guidance, relying on an innate sense of direction. Similarly, in our lives, there will be times when the way forward isn't obvious, when external advice is conflicting, or when we feel utterly alone in our struggles. The lesson here is to cultivate an inner sense of knowing, a quiet conviction that we possess the fundamental capacity to find our way. This isn't about stubbornness, but about a deep-seated confidence in our adaptability and our inherent drive to survive and thrive. It means learning to filter external noise and connect with that primal, resilient core within us. Finally, the resilience of the sea turtle offers a gentle yet powerful invitation to embrace patience and the power of consistent, incremental action. The turtle doesn't try to cross the ocean in a day. It commits to the journey, one stroke after another, for as long as it takes. In our fast-paced lives, we often seek instant results, becoming disheartened when progress isn't immediate. This metaphor encourages us to reframe our perception of time and effort. Small, consistent actions repeated over time compound into monumental achievements. It reminds us that setbacks are part of the journey, not the end of it, and that true growth often happens in the quiet moments of persistent effort, far from the spotlight. By understanding our own silent resilience, inspired by the timeless wisdom of the sea turtle, we unlock a deeper appreciation for our capacity to endure, adapt, and ultimately, to flourish. It's an empowering realization that we are more capable, more instinctively driven to persevere than we often give ourselves credit for. It empowers us to face life's vast oceans not with fear, but with the quiet, determined confidence of a creature designed for endurance.